Good day, everybody. My name is Lazarus Mkeshe, and today again, after the announcement by the Bank of Namibia yesterday, we saw that the Bank of Namibia has cut the repo rate again by 25 basis points, and that is now bringing to the low level of 3.75%. And again, we have invited Eloise to Plessis. She's the head of research at PSG Namibia, to again just help us understand what really happened. And I'm glad that from our previous discussion, Eloise, you have said the repo is going to be cut by 25 basis points, and it looks like you got this one right this time. Eloise, welcome.
Aren't you impressed? Everyone should be so impressed that we got that right.
Yes, definitely. Eloise, just maybe take us through really what happened yesterday. What did that 25 basis point cut mean? Firstly, for individuals, and then to businesses, and then for those that want to take out new loans. Just help us understand what really happened there.
Yes, let's chat about that. For individuals who already have credit, so if you have a mortgage, you have a car payment every month, you have a furniture payment every month, this means that your monthly payment will be lower because the repo rate is lower.
Mm-hmm.
We still need to see if the banks decrease their prime rates with that. I suspect they will. But when their prime rates come down, all of these loans are linked to prime.
Yeah.
So that means your house payment will be a bit less every month. And that means you've got extra money in your pocket. For businesses, their overdraft rates are also now lower. So for people who already have loans, this provides debt relief for the consumer.
So they have more
if
money.
you yeah sorry
So they have more money now in the pockets. Yeah,
more money in your pocket. Don't use it to drive up inflation. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But this might make it difficult for the banks to initiate new loans, or the new loans that are going to be issued might be at not this great favorable rate that you might be expecting. So the banks, in order to manage their risk, they might be a bit more reluctant to give loans if it's at these low rates. So do not be surprised if the mortgage you get now is not at the same rate as your friend who got his or her mortgage a year ago and is paying much less now.
Okay. So I think that's on. I think just before we depart from a little bit, because I wanted to depart a little bit from the benefits. Could this be the reason why we have not been seeing credit moving, say over the last 2 or 3 months? Could it be the reason that the banks are not that willing to lend at these low rates?
Yes, the governor of the Bank of Namibia said that private sector credit extension is actually down to 4.7%, which is much lower than it was at the same stage last year when it was at 6.9%. So that means that lending by the banks has slowed.
Yeah.
We will have to see when the bank's results come out just exactly what that means. So we don't have exact details of how the stimulus that was rolled out was actually implemented by the banks. And when we get those numbers, which should come in the next 3 weeks, we will see exactly how the banks performed. We'll also see what their non-performing loans look like, to see how much stress there has been on their customers during this time.
Okay. So I think let's wait for the coming weeks, and then we'll see what really happened over I think we can call it the very severe period, ever since it's starting from April, May, and June, covering that period. So it will be interesting to see what really the figures give us concerning the banking industry. Eloise, any closing word for those that are wanting to take out loans, or those that, which one would you advise? I always ask this, which one would you advise? That they stick to their old payments, or they also just reduce with the repo, provided the banks also pass down the benefit?
Yes, Lazarus, if you can stick to your old payment, what this will mean is you will actually pay off your loan quicker, right? because it's at a lower interest rate. And if you can keep up your higher payments, then that's great. But I do realize that a lot of people are under severe stress.
Yeah.
So if the lower repo rate means that you've just got that a little bit of extra cash, even if you save it, you might be able to build up a little bit of a buffer, because there's definitely going to be tough times ahead.
Okay. Eloise, thank you so much for taking out the time again. As always, we appreciate you, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Lazarus. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.